right, so today's video, we are watching a Plat 5 DPS on Xbox. And they say, hi, I've recently reached Plat and I feel like I don't deserve to be here. For this game, I felt like all my success was purely luck and I was being carried by my tank. Everything I did felt like I was leeching off of my team instead of playmaking. I'm looking to get some advice on how to improve my gameplay, because I don't think my playstyle or my mechanics are deserving of Plat. And I'm not sure how to fix the mistakes I make or adapt to, or how to fix the mistakes I make or adapt to situations. My gameplay here looks very messy, and I'm not sure why. On top of that, I'm also a one-trick, and I often feel really guilty about it, because when I know I need to switch, I never feel capable of doing it, even though there's some heroes I can play to a decent level. My Venture gameplay is much better, so I can't get out of my comfort zone for better or for worse. Any advice on how to understand my team comps better and how to improve my gameplay would be greatly appreciated, as I don't really think I can climb unless I step up my game. Okay, it's interesting because you very much make it seem like you just don't feel like you should be in Plat at all, and that like your teammates are doing everything. So let's first of all see how you're playing, give you that advice, and then go from there. Here we go. Now remember, a lot of what I see with some Ventures is that they'll stack on like their tank and then not go for flank plays. A lot of Venture is about setting up. Some advice I gave with Venture is like, imagine if you're playing Tracer, how you would set up as Tracer. Are you going to stand behind your tank, or are you going to set up for flanks? Like, this is good. Believe it or not, while that wasn't a perfect rotation of stuff, that was good. Going around the flank, going around the map, that part was fine. The rest is where we're going to see where it goes next. Nice try in the Zen. Okay. Okay, so one thing I want you to do more of, and this is something that this is a reminder to myself, don't be afraid to melee when they're even closer. I want you to become part of like your rotation is to get that melee in, but like do it sooner, because I watched you end up basically, the Zenyatta basically got further away from you. So like you kind of ended up missing it. So, yeah, I mean, the good news is, if it makes you feel any better, you are definitely being more flank heavy than I've seen when I watch some Venture VODs, where like you recognize that like you're more about disrupting than you are about just sitting with your tank. Like, actually, one thing I've been happy about is you haven't been sitting next to your tank the whole time, right? Obviously, you've had a couple plays that haven't been, like, perfect, and, like, it's going to take time to get there mechanically with some of this stuff. You have the right idea playstyle-wise, and truthfully, that's always a positive. When you have the playstyle down, that's going to be a good thing. Because the mechanics you're going to clean up over time, right? Like, that's the hope. You're going to practice. You're going to work on your mechanics. You're going to do, like, that stuff comes with time. Playstyle, that can be hard to pick up on after a while. So to see you already kind of getting the playstyle down a little bit is a good sign, right? Obviously, once again, I can't really comment too much on their sensitivity, etc. It definitely looks like it. I'm not going to, like I said, I don't try to get too heavily on changing that stuff. It looks a little bit like on the slower side of the sensitivity for console. I could be wrong, but I don't know. It's hard to say. I always say it's preference anyway. So yeah. Okay, only thing I'll say to this, I want to pause. Stay on the cart there. You would have had the cart already guaranteed at this point if you actually stayed in the cart. I don't know why you hopped off of it, because like it was going to basically be yours. I mean, there might have been a timing. So just pay attention for little things like that. I mean, real talk, like, this is my first pause, and the reason why it took me a while to pause, because, like, you're doing a lot of the right things you would want to do. Now it's about being able to, like, work on those plays after. So this is definitely going to be something, like, working on, you know, I think as you mechanically get better, you're going to keep improving. Because, like, this isn't really, your tank isn't even, I think you said your tank was carrying you or something. Like, I don't even think your tank is, like, heavily carrying right now. I think, like, and I could be wrong on this one. And this is, once again, I want to reiterate, I understand that on the mechanical side, there's some things to work on, etc. But the Venture understanding the play style, in my opinion, is actually creating a lot more space than you think. So, like, while you feel like you're doing nothing, I think you're doing more than you think you are. And I think you're expecting it to show in the kill feed. Believe it or not, sometimes the best tracers, the best ventures are not the ones that show up on the kill feed all the time. They will. They'll have moments of kill feed where they pop off. But it's more about how much space you're creating for your team. And so far, one thing I've seen you do, right, is you're kind of being up there aggressive and you're constantly making it so their backline has no pressure. I mean, their backline is constantly pressured. Believe it or not, that's a lot of value. It may not show on the kill feed, but it definitely shows up, like, from what I'm seeing is you're not making it easy on their backline at all. So their backline is constantly feeling pressured. Well, yeah, I mean, that's why I like you're saying, like, if your limbs are bad, then your teams will, like, dissect it and stuff. Well, that's why I'm also saying, like, obviously you do have some mechanical stuff to work on with that one, and that just comes with practice and time. But, like, playstyle-wise, you're doing a pretty good job. Always can be improved. But I do like that you're more active in their backline and not just sitting, like, next to your Zarya, like, doing nothing, right? Interested route? Yeah, I was gonna say. Okay, so next time, don't turn your back to a Bastion and don't run an Emongg unless there's a call that says, hey, by the way, this is a dry fight. We need to get ultimates out. I'm gonna go on a limb and say that didn't happen. Okay? I'm gonna assume that didn't happen. So, just be careful next time of, like, you have to recognize ults and, like, what they have. You kind of just ran at Emongg and then fell over. Okay, this is the stuff I'm talking about that I don't want to see out of you, right? You do not need to go this way as Venture. You're all about setup time, right? Like, to make that clear for any, like, Venture player, etc., like, a lot of it is going to be about setting up correctly, moving around the map, and making sure you end up in the right spots, right? So, why go up here on the high ground with your teammate? And by the way, it looks like you understand that about 3 seconds in, but I want to get you in the mindset of, like, not even doing this unless your Zarya is saying, hey, go up there, I'm going to bubble you twice. And even then, if everybody doesn't know, by the way, there's a bubble timing on Zarya. So, like, if you expect it to be bubbled by Zarya, you need to give it some window. Like a window of, like, waiting for the next bubble. Because right at the beginning of Overwatch 2, you could just double bubble somebody right away. And when you would double bubble them, it was really overpowered. So they added, like, this, like, not internal cooldown timer, but, like, there's a cooldown on when you can hit the next button on your teammate. Point being is that, like, they couldn't save you from what's going to happen here. So you would want to actually set up and rotate around. And that's what Venture's all about, is, like, you're basically playing a tracer play style with a hero like Venture. Now, granted, if your Zarya wants to help you, so I would rather see you kind of go this way. And, like, worst case scenario is you just go up from here. Like, you can literally use your mobility to go up here, and now you're right behind them, right? Rather than go up there high ground. I'd rather just see you do that, is what I'm saying. Okay, here we go. Which I think you are. I think it looks like you had the right idea, and then you went back to the stairs. But now your teammates got killed, so it doesn't really matter where you go. So, like, that was just one of your teammates just ended up popping off. But yes, I think next time I would rather see you rotate on the outside. I really think, like, setup plays like that will make you a lot better. And, like, I want you to start thinking more of, this is going to sound weird, okay? Because I don't want to get, like, this advice for every character's different, but, like, it's almost like you need to be like, listen, I'm not going to see my teammates for a little bit, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's something that you need to look at sometimes and be like, I'm not going to see my teammates for a while. I'm not going to see them. They're not going to see me. I'm going to be out of the team fight for a little bit. But you're setting up, and your setup is going to lead to that. And I think that's where your decision-making gets kind of off, is that you're in your mind, you should always be with your team, but the way the hero plays is you shouldn't be with the team, you know? You want to meet up with your team. That might be a good way to explain it. Is as Venture, you want to meet up with your team, okay? Not go with your team as Venture. I think that's a good way to describe it. I don't even mind you health in here. The only problem is that, yeah, cardiac overdrive. So, this is a note for everybody. Actually, okay, I can't rewind because my stuff might crash because this is right before midseason. So when Malga's, like, lit up like that, you can't take damage from them because they're gonna be reduced damage and they get 100% lifesteal. That's all you gotta pay attention to. You know how long it lasts for? 3 seconds. So if you're wondering when should you pop an ultimate and you want to go on a Malga, at least wait until that cardiac overdrive's done. Okay? There you go. You said your teammates aren't gonna see you for a while. You'll be in spawn 3 times. Hey, that's a different story. That's a different story. server skins will be at 2 p.m. Eastern. So, as of recording this video, it's now 7 a.m., so about 7 hours from now. Wherever you live. That was just a good play by their team. But, like, again, you put backline pressure in, they put a lot of ults on you, that's not bad. Sometimes you have to recognize that, oh, well, apparently your Genji wasn't happy with that, but... What the heck? What's Genji doing? Why did Genji go for you? You didn't even do anything. Maybe that's why. But you did do something. You were in their backline. Now you can help. Yeah, help with the Mauga. Yes. There's one more to kill. Nice. Good job. Then kill the Kiriko. You missed, but that's fine. Go under. Yep, wait now. Okay. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. They have a Juno ultimate. All right? Does a lot of damage. Right? Does a lot of damage. Let's talk about the next part. The Juno ult moves, and they have to stay in the cart. So if you have a 4-second underground cooldown, why would you wait a second? Rather than just like, or why would you like immediately go up in the air and then back to your team in front of where the ult gets value? So in this situation, remember, whatever direction the Juno ultimate is going, that can help dictate your play. So let's talk about it very quickly, all right? 4 seconds underneath the ground here. You wait 1 more second. The Juno ult's about here where the Reaper is. Now they have 2 options, okay? Now they have 2 options. You have to kill you have to stay on the cart or get killed by a Venture Genji in the back line. So why not sit in the back? And then you have two things that happen. Either A, they get off the point and you just capture the point, or B, they're susceptible to backline damage. You kill both of them, you win the team fight. See what I'm saying? So for decision making, that's how you clean that up. All right? Could be a good blade.
I am unbreakable. Sorry.
Sorry. There you go. Okay, I don't know if anybody else is seeing this from the Venture, but I feel like you almost feel obligated to go up into the air right away. I say that as you wait, but like it makes sense, like because there was a Mauga ult. But you can do more of that right there. Do you see how you were under the map? Like how you were under the map and you didn't just go up within the first half of a second? I would like to see more out of that out of you. This was I mean, I think you know too not to ult that. Probably don't have to remind you on that one. You probably knew that was just a not well-timed ultimate. Don't need to force the win like that, okay? Good cleanup kill. There you go. Not only thank you for the prize, so thank you, appreciate it. Thank you. Nice. Good time. But yeah, I mean, like, to kind of give you like a slight summary on that, though. Like to kind of give you like a summary on that one. I feel like we need to have less of you going under the ground and like let me rephrase this. Less of you going under the ground and then immediately coming out from under the ground. Give like more time for the play to develop. I don't know if anybody else has this happen when you play against a Venture, but when you have a Venture that can be like, okay, I've seen this way more recently when I play against Venture, is there's this play style that a lot of Ventures are doing now where you just like sit around the backline under the ground and then like you either decide to make a quick aggressive like damage play or you just speed boost out like with the underground thing and just get away. Does that make sense? And I've had that happen quite a bit in my games recently with Ventures. So like that's why when I watch you just go under the ground and immediately go back up into the ground to like go after a Reaper at full HP right in front of you while the rest of their team's in the backline and you're not disrupting them, that's where I'm like, I really think you have more decision-making you can do here, rather than I'm going under the ground, and now I'm going to, like, that's it. I'm under the ground, and now I'm hitting the button again right away. I think that's, like, you need to look to be a bit more annoying in the backline with that type of stuff, and be more frustrating as, like, a player with that play. Otherwise, it just becomes too predictable, and I think that's what you're running into. So we'll see how this goes, though. Obviously, you're setting up, trying to help with the team here, so we'll see how it goes, right? Playing close, this is normal. I mean, I I talk about how it isn't as normal for, like, the game stuff, but... Or, like, in top 500, that is what I meant. Game stuff. That's my description. Game stuff. Go me. Okay, let's see how it goes. It's still crazy to me how, like, different this map plays in each rank. About where teams play, where they don't play. Like, this is a start. I don't even I don't even like have anything like to comment on yet because nothing's happened. Like straight up. Well, you used all your cooldowns. Okay, you got a kill. Nice. Good job going under the ground. Up and there you go. Well, you know what? At least you went with your Zarya, right? You know, like at least you went with your Zarya, so it wasn't as bad of a play for everybody. You know, at least there's that going there. You did it together. You wave respawn together. You could say you caught the wave because they. Okay, you know what? We're gonna leave it at that. All right, here we go. Because the water is on the outside of the map. That's why we like that reference because like the wave respawn and then the. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, you didn't see that one coming, but now I want to point out the reason why. By the way, the problem. That runs into holding this close. And again, I'm not saying don't hold this close. Listen, I've seen it enough. In a lot of ranks, people like to hold close here. Okay? The reason why you always hear me be surprised by that is because the way this map is designed is that technically it's better just to play around the map and spam out because you buy so much time and more opportunity to win team fights. What happens when your team gets wiped right here? This is what happens. They cap the point. That's why it's always interesting to me because like there's like so many more angles and like this and that. But I also get it. I've learned that that's where some ranks will play, and that's all okay. I'm not going to try to change that. I'm explaining to people that as you climb, there's going to be less of that. There we go.
Heroes never die. Adaptive circuits engaged.
Got a kill, nice. Okay, now you're waiting. Like this is what I mean. Like this is what I'm talking about. This is a great pause. I get you have your ultimate and you're looking for a play, but like think about what's going on. Your teammates are all the way back here. You're by yourself and you're hitting your ult button by yourself. And you said that you were shooting at ghosts there. Well, the problem is because you have no plan. You go under the ground and then like half the time you don't even like move your camera to see where anybody's at. You just go under the ground and then go up into the air. So I really do think you would benefit from one, staying under the ground longer when you go underneath, two, setting up better. And three, not doing this. I really think you would benefit from a lot of that, where it's just like, it's like playstyle. Like, your playstyle is you get how to play Venture on the outside of the map, but then everything else you forget what to do. Oh, I'm not even surprised to see the L do that, right? Like, I'm not surprised to see the L get no value there because, like, you're doing that by yourself. So you need to have a plan each time, right? So, like, a plan would be, okay, when you go under the ground, what are you looking for, right? Like, what's your target? Okay. You see a Doomfist and a Brig. There's your target. Boom. Now you can get out if you need to. That right there is what I'm talking about, right? You had a set plan. You see a Doomfist right there. You're like, okay, I'm going to go for the Doom because they're sleeping. Okay, the Brig's there. I'm going to go for the Brig and the Doom. All right, I went up in the air. I got no value. I got out. Boom. Easy. Nothing happened there. Like, it's not like anything extravagant happened. You're not going to be like, wow, what a play that was. But that type of rotation right there is what you need to do more of, rather than I go onto the ground, I immediately go out of the ground, I float in the air, see where my target is, and then shoot at them. You fix that, you're already going to be better. Straight up. Ooh, nice purple. There you go. I'm staying under the ground, having a set plan. Even then, while that's aggressive, I get it. And you almost got the kill on the Juno, and they also peeled back, and your teammates got a couple kills. Again, when you have... what I've seen from you is when you have a set play and a set move, it goes fine. When you don't know what you want to do, it immediately that's it. So let's make that a part of your gameplay now. Very consistently, when you go onto the ground, take a second to see where you have opportunity, then make your decision. Not go onto the ground, pop up out of the air. Here you go. You see an echo, you go up into the air, you get out. Perfect. Good job. Now you wait a second. You can go back. Your D.Va should be able to touch. If not, your Genji picks it up. You're good. Okay, now you go to the point. You can go onto the ground if you need to. Right? Okay, you wasted a cooldown, though, to get to this spot to do nothing. Yep. Remember, in that situation, you're the card person. You get the kill on the Ashe, right? Great. But you don't get to delay the point. Venture is one of the consistently tough heroes to deal with when trying to capture a point. So. That's their spawn. I'd be careful of staying around this area because you're at their spot. It's wild already. I don't even, you know what? You do what you gotta do here. You do what you gotta do here. You got your perk. That's good to see. But thank you, Pi, for the 6 months, and Ms. Deeds, thanks for the prime stuff. Thank you, appreciate it. Again, be careful of where you're standing. You can't shoot them in that spawn door. So, listen, you want to hold close, fine, but you cannot shoot those spawn doors. Each map is a little bit different with that, so... Yes. Well, I mean, what's to your statement on that one about being Venture on that one, and like you dive into an enemy with dash, I think they'll get that part down, right? The problem is that they just do this where they kind of get in the middle and have no plan, and then they just use all their cooldowns anyway. So I'm trying to get them out of the habit of just going under the ground and doing nothing with it, or like just popping out of the ground and have a plan. That's their first step. Because I think they'll get like the combos down and like that part down, but they need to get into a consistent gameplay flow before they even do that. That's what I'm noticing a lot. Yep. Alright, just waiting. Doing some shots there. I don't mind you chasing the Echo for now. You're fine. What rank is this? Plat on console. Yep. Oh, okay, good. At least you knew that was going to happen. Man, you really, you have... I would give up on the going for that Echo now. You hit your limit on going for the Echo. All right? Okay. You notice how, like, there's a lot of just you going in a circle doing nothing? This is why I'm trying to get you in the habit of having a plan. Like, you see what you're just, it's an endless loop of going in circles, and you're just like, yep, that's what I'm doing. That's my play. Leap, thanks for the prime stuff, thank you. How did the D.Va fall off the map? Probably got punched by Doom. But at the same time, I'm not going to be able to check it because my game will crash. And I don't feel like having my game crash. All right. Into a Juno ultimate again? That's the way, yeah, okay. Did you see what I'm saying? The first part, I was okay with. I'm like, all right, you know, you have to go to the point, you have to stagger out a little bit, you have to help your teammate. Okay, I get it. That's going to happen, totally fine. Then you go in front of a Juno ultimate again. That's the second time you've done that. So, I really think you're like... I'm telling you, if we can get you to just, like, have a plan each time you go onto the ground, I think you're going to be just fine. I think your problem is that when you have nothing to do or you don't know what to do, and, like, you don't have a plan, your plan is to just do nothing. So you just get stuck in the middle and you get stuck in the mud, right? And you get stuck in the mud on that one. So, yeah, well, mechanics, like I said, that will obviously need improvement, but, like, I think, yes, I think you should start with having a set plan. Yes. That's going to be your first step because everything else, I talk about all the time. When you don't know what you're doing in the game, your aim will be worse because you're thinking about what you need to do. And as you get better at the game, that's going to happen less, where you're thinking about what you need to do and you're just doing it.
No idea what is going on.
That's when you're going to start to see massive improvements in the game. Like, it's like when you start to do things like that. What's the rank? Plat. Yep. Plat. So. Okay. Let's see how let's see if you have a, you know, obviously they capped with some time. You're on defense. Let's see how it goes. Do you feel like they're playing too far from the enemy sometimes? Yeah, and sometimes they're playing too close to the enemy. That's what there's no consistency to it. That's why we're fixing that playstyle. There it is, again. Like, there's no set plan there. Your plan was, I'm going onto the ground, and I'm gonna go up into the air here no matter what. Right? Why is that not a good idea? You could fall over. Straight up, they could get an easy kill on you right there. Your plan should be the echo. Okay, you missed your play, but you have the right idea. That's where, like I said, we'll clean up the mechanics a little bit at times. That comes with time. But, like, it's the other parts I'm concerned about. All right, now you're at the corner here. Remember, have a plan. This should not be the... Again, you do that play right there, but no one's with you. You got away with it, but, like, you're doing the same thing. Now this is good. I love this. Yes. You're disruptive in their back line. You have a plan. Every time that you have a plan, that you make a flank play, that you do it with, like, a reason, you pop off. Have you noticed that? Every single time you make that type of play, it's great. But it's far and few between, and in between, and that's what we're trying to fix from you. Like, those are the plays that are good. Right? That's why I'm like, when I watch, I'm like, damn, you could really be cleaning this part up and you're going to be having a great time. So, like, that's what I want to see more out of you. That's a great example of what you can do as Venture and, like, why you can be so disruptive. But hopefully this VOD kind of helps you see that, because I think, like, the way you worded it is that you feel like you're a lot worse at the character, but I think it's more along the lines of, like, you just need to have a plan. Okay? And that's going to be my advice at the end of the video, is just have a plan every time. And I'm telling you, it will go so much better for you. Obviously, sometimes you're still going to get stuck in the mud, and, like, I still have that when I'm playing in top 500. It's gonna happen. Okay? But I think you can really clean and fix this gameplay up a bit, and it's going to go so much better for you when you do that. At least in my opinion. All right, we're good. I feel like this player... No, they say Venture's their main. Again, like right there, you know they're going to hold close in your plans to do that. I mean, it works out with your team, but you see what I'm saying? Good start for your team, though. Nice. Be careful of the Rhine. Go underneath. Perfect gameplay. Ryan will get a kill, but that'll be it. Yeah, I actually don't know the strong Venture perks. I'll be real with you. So. Yeah, Kill the Bastion was good. Yep. I just thought when they went to the choke, they kind of did the same thing. Then going to the Bastion after was good. Yep. Wish I could rewind and say, yeah, I mean, apparently that's getting fixed in the next patch, so I should be able to give more... Okay, there you go. Nice. Perfect. More direct feedback. Okay, ready, chat? Will I crash? Let's find out. I just wanted to go here. We're good. Okay. So, you had good moments, you had bad moments. Obviously, we talked about it, like, you're gonna have to clean up the mechanics. That comes with time, and, that comes with time and practice. But you need a plan. So, I want you to do this. There's a bunch of other stuff we could go with, but I think we need to start with one thing at a time. You need to start when you're playing. So remember this. When you're playing, you need to start having a plan every single time. Because right now, you do a lot of... You just go in, you fall over, you have no idea where you're going to go with it, and then you're like, okay, I'm not doing anything. So let's go for a plan. More backline pressure, less like stacking on top of your team, and more going for a flank, going for a way to, disrupt their backline. Every time you disrupted their backline this game, and you had a plan to do it, it went well. Every single time you had no idea what you were going to do, you pretty much fell over and did nothing, right? And that's why at times you're like, oh, I feel like I'm being carried. No, you had a lot of good moments this game. There's times where, like, The kill feed doesn't necessarily show, like the kill feed doesn't necessarily show what you're doing. You could have 8 limbs and have 30 limbs worth of backline pressure. I'm not even joking. But there needs to be some type of gameplay flow that's consistent. And that's what you need to start with. Start going with a plan. Remember, you don't need to burrow underneath and hit the button again and go up. All right? Start with a plan. Have targets you're going for. Set up more with like flanks and like being kind of like hidden. A little bit of a hide and seek play style at times. And you're going to see good results. All right? So start with that. And then we'll go from there, and maybe we'll revisit this with a where are they now in the future, all right? So you got this. You absolutely got this. If you like the video, hit the like button. Subscribe to the YouTubes if you haven't. Leave a comment. All of it helps. You want to submit your own spectating? Description below. That's where my Discord is. We also record these live on stream. See the Twitch to upload the webcam. Also stream on YouTube, so stop by if you haven't. We have a lot of fun here. With that being said, hope you all have an amazing day/night.